Le Olimpiadi londinesi sono state un successo senza precedenti. Nuovi posti di lavoro, più sicurezza per le strade e nuove infrastrutture. Ad un anno di distanza, le cose non sembrano essere cambiate e l'effetto prodotto dai giochi trova ancora riscontro nella vita quotidiana. Tutti gli stadi sono stati smantellati o riadattati nuove strutture per i cittadini e a breve aprirà il nuovo parco olimpico a Stratford, fino ad un anno fa uno dei quartieri più degradati di Londra. Proprio la sede del centro olimpico sembra essere rinata, ma non tutti i residenti dell'area sono della stessa opinione.
This is my area. I've lived here all my life, and the changes. There was always people asking for new homes, affordable homes, and they started to build. And many people thought the Olympics coming, it would be better. It is better, but for a certain group, not for everyone.
I don't know, probably they felt that Stratford was deprived. Okay, so yes, the Olympic Centre's great, but if you stop 10 people walking along here that live in the borough, maybe one or two of them have been to the Olympic village. No one else has. We're not invited, we're not encouraged, we're not asked to go along, so it's for the community, but who in the community? When they build a new park and they introduce the community to it, maybe the community will use it, but we've already got parks, and that's really being built for the properties that are being built in that area. They're not being built for the local people, they're being built for the people that they expect will move into that area.
Dunque, c'è chi pensa ci siano altre motivazioni e poco interesse verso chi vive nel quartiere.
I believe, and a lot of the people in Stratford realise that it was all planned from way back.
The councillors feel great that it's in their borough and it was all done in their time of duty, their tour of duty or whatever. But what about the ordinary people, the market that used to be along here thriving? What about those people? We're the people that keep Stratford.
Sul sito della Metropolitan Police si legge che i crimini nell'area di Stratford sono rimasti invariati negli ultimi anni, anche se i residenti del quartiere si sentono molto più sicuri rispetto al passato.
20 years ago it was very run down, and as you said, the crime was fairly high crime. Not disastrous, but it was quite a bit. And it had a sort of poor look about it. It needed boosting up a little bit.
It was very run down, very sort of lots of run down buildings, and the streets were not very safe and whatever. The whole of the area where they put the Olympics in was a complete sort of desolate place where, people would dump rubbish and everything. It would be really, really poor, very, very poor area.
Actually, I believe it's improved, and crime has lessened somewhat. I can't tell exactly how, but it has. And I believe Stratford, or Newham, especially Stratford, is a better place to live.
Certainly, I feel safe walking around the streets at night. Don't worry in the least.
Più sicurezza quindi. Per quanto riguarda gli stadi invece, Londra è riuscita dove altre città olimpiche hanno fallito.
I think because London learnt its lessons from so many other people, because there were so many depressing stories, particularly from places like Athens, where they weren't used again, and you couldn't find a use for them, and they didn't have enough money to maintain them. So I think London was very careful on that. At the start, people were not keen on it. They didn't want it to happen at all. And then suddenly, by the end, it was 100% supported. The fact that we got 62 gold medals did help as well. But that's the formula for a national success. They have to have the people on side. I was surprised. I thought the Olympics was not going to be so much of a success. And the first 2 days, the English were very nervous because we didn't win any gold medals, and people were going, and then suddenly it took off. And then the whole nation went completely crazy. How often do you go on the tube in London and get people to actually talk to you? It didn't happen afterwards. I have no idea on the exact figures, but basically public opinion was on side because they kept it within budget. And there was a panic at the time because it was in the middle of the recession, could we afford it? And it ended up with a real feel-good factor for Britain. I think the biggest legacy is Stratford. The east of London will be a much better place as a result of the Olympics.